Hello guys, this is Julia, and today I have this HP laptop. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen this in the past, but I'm going to be telling a really interesting story about a hard drive I found in the freezer. So, a couple weeks ago, a week or two ago, I found a hard drive in the freezer. And it was a laptop hard drive. There was also a desktop hard drive in there too. I pulled out the laptop hard drive because I was showing my friends it. They told me to pull it out and let it thaw out. So I pulled it out about a couple weeks ago. I left it out for about a week. So it wasn't doing anything, it wasn't being used. Then one of my friends reminds me, whatever happened to that hard drive that was in the freezer? And I'm like, oh, I still have it. I took it out like a week ago. And they're like, oh, see if it works. So I go to pull out a computer, and I pull this computer out. Now, the thing about this computer is there's the hard drive, and everything matches up. The hard drive bay completely fits in there perfectly. So I was like, this might be the hard drive that came with this computer originally. So I was pretty certain that the hard drive that was in the freezer came from this computer. Now, I was not sure if it was gonna boot up, so I turned it on, and to my surprise, it legit showed the Windows logo, and I was like, are you serious? And the thing was booting up, and I was like, no way. Now, I'm going to show you this hard drive. Now, I'm going to have to plug in a keyboard because this computer has no keyboard because let's just say that the keyboard in this laptop kept pushing spacebar, and it got really annoying. So I unhooked the keyboard in here a while ago, like a long time ago, months ago, probably a couple months ago, I don't remember. And yeah, so I'm going to wake up the computer. I might have to push the power button. It's been asleep in sleep mode for about a week. But you can see here it is, and it's on, and you can see it says Microsoft account problem. And you can see it's Windows 10. So I'm gonna push this, and it has my name on here. And I was like, well, that's interesting. It must be on my Microsoft account. Now I noticed it has both a PIN and a password. I am not entirely sure what the PIN is, but I know what the password is. So you can see it's got a PIN and a password, but because I know my Microsoft account password, I can sign in. Now, I don't know if I remember the PIN. I might be able to get it on multiple tries, but I'm gonna enter the Microsoft account password, and I'm logged in. Now, this is what it looks like. It's Windows 10. It's an Insider, and look how old of an Insider that is. Build 15007. This is a Windows 10 CU Insider build. As CU is build 15063, and this is 15007. So I was like, wow. And it says the date is 2017, fun fact. Now, if we look at the uptime, which it's not gonna be completely right, because it's not on the right time and date. Let's see, it says 11 days because that's how long I think the computer's been in sleep mode. I was gonna make this video a while ago, but I got so busy and so much was going on that I haven't had a chance to make a video about this. So this video is not gonna be super long. I mean, I'm gonna actually do some things in this video, so maybe it will, I don't know. I'm gonna try not to keep it super long though. But if I open, like, system info, now this is what the start menu looks like, really interesting. Let's open CMD, system, info. It's got some very interesting information. So let me just scroll this up. You'll see some very interesting stuff. But some of this is kinda sensitive, so, I'm going to slim it down a bit. You don't need to see, like, certain things. So, let me just move this up. Okay. So, this is a Windows 10 Insider preview. It says the original install date is, I know it looks weird, but it says, January 15th, 2017. And it's funny how it says that's the system boot time as well. So the original install date is the system boot time, apparently. And yeah, this computer, this is indeed the hard drive that it came with. and I can prove it by going to Device Manager. Now, this is not connected to the internet, and if I connect it, the build will expire because it is an expired Insider build. And I'll put the date on the screen of when it expired when I'm editing. But you can see this right here. It's got the graphics driver, not the basic display adapter that it usually has. It's got the network drivers, and it's got every single driver. Like, there is no unknown devices. It has every driver. It has the proper drivers. So this computer, indeed, this is the hard drive that was in it. Now, I was wondering, why in the world was the drive in the freezer? Well, the thing is that pretty much, like, I was really confused as to why this drive was in the freezer because it's working. And I was assuming, oh, the drive's probably failed or something. Well, I'm gonna open Crystal Disk Info, which I had to put on a USB and install. And you guys can see here, it's in good health. It's in perfectly good health. There is nothing wrong with this drive whatsoever. Everything is perfect. No bad sectors, no nothing. And if you look at, like, the reallocated sector count, wherever that is, I think I have to scroll up for that. Right there. It's all zeros, which means there's no value, which means it's completely good. Because you always have to look at the value. Even if it shows blue, it still may have some reallocated sectors, and that's why you have to look at the raw values. If they're all zeros, that's good in that case. Now, some things should not be all zeros, but some things should. But if you look at the uncorruptible errors, it does have one, so maybe it did have something. I don't know, but this drive looks like it's in pretty good health. There's no error, seek error rate, there's nothing. There's no uncorrectable sector count. It's all zeros. Reallocation event count, all zeros. And write error rate, all zeros. Everything looks good. Like, this drive seems like it's in perfect condition. And that's why I was wondering, why in the world was this drive in the freezer? Well, I have some theories. So this drive's been in the freezer for at least 2 years, as it is right now the 28th of March of 2019, and this said January, I think, 15th, 2017. I don't know if that's how long it's been in the freezer, but it's been about a little over 2 years, because I'm sure it was sometime in January that this thing got thrown in the freezer. And because this computer is a bad CMOS, it took the time from the hard drive instead of the BIOS, and that's why I'm getting that time and date. That was the last time this computer's been powered up. So I'm guessing somewhere around that time is when this drive got thrown in the freezer. Well, pretty much, I believe what happened was, because this keyboard because this computer has a bad keyboard and it kept pushing spacebar and stuff, my guess is that since my dad was using this computer or messing with it, which I found weird because my account was on it, but maybe he just pulled it out and started messing with it, and because, you know, maybe he thought it was failing because it kept pushing spacebar and it was probably preventing the system from booting, so he probably assumed the hard drive was failing because the system wouldn't boot when really it was the keyboard, and I think that might have been why he threw it in the freezer. So the hard drive wasn't the issue, it was the computer holding keys that was preventing it from booting, and I think he thought the hard drive had failed and threw it in the freezer. So, because that can actually recover hard drives, but it would not say it's in perfect health. It would have some info if it was bad. So I am pretty sure that it was just the computer holding a key. He thought the drive was bad. He threw it in the freezer. It's been in there for 2 years, and that's perfectly fine. I'm surprised it still works, but I'm guessing the drive was just sealed extremely well, that nothing got in it. Therefore, it still worked. And because I didn't plug it in while it was frozen, everything's fine. Because if I did that, it might have caused issues. So I let it, sit out for like a week, because I actually kind of forgot about it until my friend mentioned it to me again. But pretty much, this is an old Insider build. It's really interesting. Now, I looked on here, and it seems like it's just a fresh install. There doesn't seem to be like any files on here, except obviously I put Crystal Disk Info on here. But there is absolutely nothing on here. It still has stuff. I'm guessing January 15th is when it was installed. I'm guessing Windows had just got installed, Insider got installed on it, and that was it. and then the drive got thrown in the freezer. Now this is actually part of the computer. This is just bad pixels. Ah, I accidentally hit my arm on my computer. That hurt. But it says the ACE, so maybe that's when Windows was installed, or maybe that's when the Insider build came out or was being made. I really don't know, but you can see files in here in the Windows folder, and they're all from the 8th and the 15th. I'm guessing the 8th is just the day the Insider build was created. Let's see, this is a setup log, so maybe we can find some information in there, with anything. So that's really interesting. But I'm guessing that this computer at some point around that time was, updated, but I find this really interesting. Let's see if there's any other, like, Windows BT folder or anything. Nope. I enabled hidden items and it doesn't appear that. And this computer is really fast. Like, it opens things extremely quickly. And I could go to update security and oh, this looks really weird. What? It's not gonna check because there's no internet. It says settings are managed by your organization. I find that kind of weird. Let's actually enable like dark theme on here. I don't know why it's a solid color as the background, and why none of these settings were configured. I guess not really much was really done to the system, but I find this really interesting because I found a drive that was in the freezer and it works. And you could see there's something that says holographic. Remember when that was in settings? I think it might have gotten renamed, but I find this really interesting because this is an Insider build of CU, and I'm pretty sure this was removed or it was renamed because I don't think this is in the final release of CU. So I find this extremely interesting that they tried to put something in here with VR headsets. I think they changed it to like something else, but I find it really interesting. So it's an Insider build, and it's a very interesting Insider, and I find this really fascinating. So I thought I'd make a video showing this because this is just super fascinating. Now, it's like, I do want to upgrade this to 20H1 so I can have a 20H1 computer and a computer that still has an install, that's had the install for a while, but upgraded. So I think I'm going to get out, first of all, I'm going to get out my RS5 USB, and I'm going to upgrade to RS5. Then I'm going to connect to the internet, check the Insider build settings, and there's actually a batch file that will enable skip ahead builds, which I need to actually find it because I think I lost it. And I can enable skip ahead builds on here, and then I can do it. And you can see it, this says 12 days ago. It's because the time and date is all wrong, which is the old Windows Defender. In CU, they had a new Defender. So this is an older Insider build that didn't even have the new Windows Defender. This is the old Windows Defender. And in CU, I'm pretty sure they put the new one, or maybe, I don't think that was AU. I think it was CU that included a new Windows Defender. So this is a really old Insider build, the fact that everything is still, everything still looks different. But I find this really interesting. So I thought I'd show you guys this computer. And I'm sorry if it seems like I'm rambling, it's just, I find this really interesting. Like, to see programs and stuff and everything. See, it looks like the 14th and 15th this computer was worked on. And it kept that time and date, because that was probably the last time the system was booted successfully. I think it actually said that, but you guys can see it still says 1607. I find that really funny. Oh, I didn't mean to zoom it in. But I still find it really funny because it says 1607, and these specs aren't the best. And also, I'm pretty sure that this is definitely, if I look here, it definitely came from this computer because Windows is still activated, and if this was put in a new system, it would say connect to activate, not that it's activated. So I find that really interesting. And whatever this is, USB drive, maybe that's the keyboard, maybe this is just acting up. But This is just really fascinating. So, I'm not going to connect it to the internet because it'll deactivate. I'm going to make a part 2 to this video. I don't know if I'm going to combine this into one video or if I'm going to make this 2 videos, but I thought I'd show you guys this. I think I'm actually going to make this 2 videos, but I'm going to stop the video, and I'm probably going to record another video later because I have to go get that skip ahead file. But I find this really fascinating. So, pretty much, thanks for watching this short little part, and well, guys, I thought I'd record another video today and at least upgrade it to something that won't expire, because if I turn this computer off, I don't want it to, mess up again. Actually, one thing I wanted to check is, I know in CU they included Paint 3D, and I'm really curious to see if it's on here. Oh my god, look at the Defender! I just noticed they're slightly changing it because it's the Windows icon, and you can see the Windows holographic. Let's actually check that out, because this is something that never really made it, and I think it's called mixed reality now, I'm pretty sure. Not Windows holographic. See, it doesn't meet certain requirements, but this is really interesting. And I can't continue because it doesn't meet the requirements, but I find this really interesting because this is a really older insider build of CU, and it's actually really awesome because it's stuff I've never really seen, and I don't see Paint 3D. It looks like a lot of the apps were removed. I'm guessing they were just removed by probably my dad. Learn gestures. What is that? I've never seen this before. And it just crashed. I'm just looking because I'm finding stuff that never showed up in the final version, or at least got changed in a future release, because some of the stuff got renamed, and I just find this really interesting. Here's the 3D viewer, so I'm guessing there was Paint 3D, but it probably got removed. But I find this really interesting. Everything I'm seeing on here is just really interesting. But I'm gonna have to upgrade it because this build expired. But it's always good. Oh, there it is. Never mind, it is here. I didn't even see it. But this is really interesting. I don't have a lot of time to record because my phone's gonna die. But wow. It works. I can't really draw because it's not a touch screen, but I think it's the original Paint 3D. And I find this really interesting. Let's see, let's put a dog or cat or whatever that is. I think I can't tell what it is until I move it. See, it's really laggy because this computer doesn't have the best processor, but it's still really interesting. So, there's that going for us. But it's still really interesting to play with this, and you can move things around, and I think it's a cat. It's kind of hard to tell because I can't see the front of it, but we're just going to close this because, yeah. But we are going to take an RS5 USB, and we're going to plug it in. And we are going to upgrade this computer. Sadly, I can't keep it on an Insider because if I'm going to keep this on an Insider, it's not going to work too well. Because the thing is that this computer, well, obviously the build will expire once it's connected, and I want to upgrade it before the build expires, because once it expires, everything will stop working. The only reason why it has not expired yet is because it was never connected, so it has no idea that it expired. So I guess if you want to test old Insider builds, if you have the ISOs of them, you can actually, install them on a computer if the BIOS date is changed. I heard there's a way to remove it, remove the time bomb, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's still an old Insider and it's not meant to be used on a daily basis, especially if it's older. It's missing a lot of security patches and whatnot. Obviously, we cannot download updates because we're not on an internet connection, so we're just going to tell it not now, because there's no point in trying if there's no internet connection available for it to try. But I find this just really fascinating, how this computer still works. And let's look at some of the old software before we upgrade here. So Google Chrome. This is definitely an older version of Chrome. You can tell that. Let's open up the settings about Chrome, and it is on Chrome 55, and you guys can see right there. This is an older Google Chrome from 2017, which is really interesting. Let's take a look at CCleaner, and then we'll take a look at Edge, because Edge is interesting. Oh wow, I don't care. This is an older CCleaner, when it used to say Puriform CCleaner, when they used to own CCleaner before Avast bought it, I believe. You could see this is I mean, CCleaner really has not changed much. I know it just says CCleaner now, but this is the CCleaner information. Somehow it's on the professional version and has not expired because of the time and date, I guess. It never changed because the drive's been in the freezer and the CMOS went bad, so it took the time and date from the hard drive. I don't know what that program is up top, but it's just a blank. I find that really weird, but it's just nothing. But these are the applications that are installed. We can take a look at some of the other apps. Obviously, if we're not on the internet, it can't update Chrome. And of course, it does that. We're going to accept this. I'm not going to install it right away, because we're obviously going to look at some other applications. But let's take a look at Cortana. Looks the same. I'm gonna put this down in case it shows my Microsoft account or something. It doesn't. Not that I can see. It doesn't show anything personal. But I still find this interesting, how this is what it used to look like. I don't know if this has changed. But it's really interesting. So if we can look at the store. Check your connection and try again. So that doesn't work. Edge, which I heard they're now gonna have the Chromium Edge, which I'm really excited for. This looks pretty much the same. Nothing's really changed. But let's change this from light to dark, because I like dark themes better. I'm making sure it doesn't show like my information anywhere. I don't think so. Here's the Edge information. I find this really interesting though. It says 2016, even though it's 2017. You can look at the Edge bar. It's interesting. Let's take a look at like the Wi-Fi menu and all the other menus on here. We're not going to connect it to the internet, obviously. Good thing we got a new router since this computer was hooked up, because the build would have expired. The sound menu. I don't know if that's working properly, because I don't hear anything. Obviously, there's no battery. We don't want to eject anything. Let's take a look at the Action Center. It's definitely, I don't know if any of this has changed. Oops, I clicked something by accident. Oh, it's in airplane mode. That's interesting. But that's what that looks like. The time and date, which obviously doesn't have the right time or date. And this. And this is just really fascinating. The Get Help app. I need internet. It's starting to slow down a bit because I'm opening a ton of applications. Last one we'll open is Feedback Hub, and then Photos, actually. I forgot about Photos. This is the feedback hub where you could report feedback, but again, because I'm not on the internet, I can't do a lot of this. We'll look at photos, which should work without an internet connection. This is really interesting. I'll just click got it. This is definitely an older photos app. And there's the information. And yeah, there's not any photos on here, so there's really not much to see. But it's still really interesting to look at. Oh yeah, and we have the task view, which is the older task view, obviously. I don't think really much has changed in the control panel at all, but this is what that looks like. But anyways, I think that's all we're gonna show. We're gonna click install because we have to upgrade this so the build doesn't expire, but I thought I'd show you guys it before upgrading because I find this really fascinating. That's blinking, so now I have a good hard drive, and a hard drive I can actually put in this computer that came with it. It's not failing, and I can have a computer on 20 each one. So after I upgraded this, I'll connect it and go to Insider and see if it tries to get 19 each one. But probably not today. I don't know, maybe later. But my phone's about to die, so I'm gonna have to charge it here soon. But this is really fascinating. I actually might make a part 2 to this video, but I don't know if I'm gonna end it here or if I'm gonna add on, but in case I end it here, I'm just gonna say thanks for watching. This is really fascinating, and I found this really interesting. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and bye-bye for now. So I thought I'd add this in. It is updating. It is 30% complete. USB's blinking. I had to unplug it while it was booting because I kept trying to boot to the USB, but once it showed the Windows logo, I would just plug it back in. And yeah, so it's updating to RS5, and after this, at some point, I'm going to upgrade it to Insider again. So yay! Anyways, guys, that's it. So guys, it finished earlier, but I had to go eat and stuff, but I'm back, and there's already a OneDrive error, but that's because I'm not online. The date actually changed, which I find weird. It now says 2018, but that is still not the right date. But there's blank icons. I don't know if that's like corruption or what. I'm not gonna connect this yet because I'm going to, you know, not worry about that right now, but you can see that it was upgraded successfully to RS5. This is the stuff on here. We can see Windows security. There's probably more icons. Yeah, there's Defender. And we got the Windows security interface. If I open WinVer, it is indeed now on RS5. So we saved the install because we upgraded it. So that's good, because if normally if a build expires, it doesn't boot anymore unless you change the date back. But because we never connected it to the internet, we didn't have to worry about that. And let's see, it still says there's no updates. That's obvious. We'll see what Windows Insider program says. I'm gonna move this down. Oh my goodness, it doesn't even know what branch it's on. It says select a branch. And you can see it's on fast, but it says it needs attention to get builds. We can fix that later, as I'm not going to upgrade this right now. I'm probably going to put this away and work on this later. But pretty much, like, this is on RS5 now, and I'm going to get it on Insider. But anyways, guys, I might just make this one long video, I've decided. I'll probably continue this either later today or tomorrow, but anyways, I'll be back, guys, and I'm going to actually shut this down. So anyways, guys, that's for this video for now, and I will resume. So it's the next day, and I thought, well, as you know, the date is not right, but we're going to connect it to the internet, and we're going to see the date change. And also, since it's on my Microsoft account, this picture will probably change because that's my old profile picture right there. Which I'm actually thinking about changing my current one to something else. Just because I like to change things up. But we are going to connect this to the internet. So, give me a second. Alright. And we're gonna see what it does. So we are connected. And let's see if that date changes. Yep, it just changed. I just watched it change. And of course, Microsoft account problem because it hasn't updated all the info on there. Things have changed on the account. We'll see if the picture changed. Not yet. Let's just click this and see what happens. It's opening settings. And I'll show you guys if I just have to, I may have to, it says you're set up for Insider Preview builds. It says this. So let's see what that does. It's probably going to show info, so I moved it down. I don't know what it's gonna want. It wants the pin and I don't know the pins, so uh-oh. That's not good because I don't know the pin. I can try to guess it, or I can say I forgot it. You know, I don't think this is going to work, but I'm just curious to see if the CU version number will work. Nope. The pin is incorrect. Yeah, I don't think I made it that. I don't know what I made it, guys. I'm at a loss. I have no idea what the pin is. Have no idea. I could try. I'm just going to cancel this. We'll fix that later. I might have to reset it. But let's see if we get builds. We're getting a build. Look at that. And it says Windows 10 Insider build 18362.1 19H1 release AMD 64 something. And we're getting a ton of updates. Yet it says I need attention to get builds, yet I'm getting builds. So I mean, I don't know what, I don't know, I'd have to think about what I would make the pin, because back then every couple months I would change the pin. So it could be many things. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to guess it. But I can try, but I don't want to get myself locked out, so I don't know if it's a good idea to keep guessing, even though eventually I may be able to get it. I don't know if it's worth guessing multiple times, because if you do that, and we keep getting this, interesting. If we keep trying to guess it, like multiple times, it could lock us out, and I don't want that. I tried one guess, it didn't work. I figured that was not going to work. So, anyways, I'm just gonna have to think, but anyways, guys, that will wrap up this part. I will show you guys when this, either when this is done or maybe when it's getting there, but I'm going to upgrade this. I don't know if I'm going to put it on 20H1 in this video because the skip ahead line is full, and I did have a file that put you in skip ahead, but I sort of misplaced it, so yeah, I kind of misplaced it, but we'll put this on 19H1, and then we might upgrade it I might upgrade it later on to 20H1, but I don't think I'm going to show that in the video. But how about this? I'll record when this is after this is upgraded to 19H1 and show you guys it. So I'm not gonna like show the process, but after this is on 19H1, I'm gonna show you guys around, and then that'll conclude this video. So anyways, I'm gonna stop this until this is So guys, it's been like a week probably since I had the last video. It's now the 5th of April, and I know it's like crazy. I've not really been making videos very often. But you guys can see we're getting a Defender update and cumulative update for Windows 10 version next. So we're already on 19H1, but we're getting a cumulative update .30. So 18362.30, so it's confirmed that build 18362 is going to be 19H1. So I don't know exactly if they're going to call it April 2019 update or May 2019 update. I'm really hoping it's May 2019 update because I saw something about that, but I have no idea. But I honestly hope it is. But pretty much I've just been taking a couple weeks break off YouTube. I've been focusing on school, and I've also had some issues going on, so I've just not really been making videos. But I will hopefully start making more videos. And I want you guys to leave video ideas down in the comments because I'm also starting to run out of ideas, and I don't want to put just mystery files. I want to put some other content as well. So I really want you guys to put in the comments now. Yeah, I kind of did delay the series. I will continue it soon, but I'm delaying it for now. But I might upload one this week. I'm not entirely sure yet. But, I want you guys to please leave video ideas. I will make a video probably about 19H1 and the new features, so that you don't have to say that. I'm probably going to make a video about that, but if there's anything else you guys want me to make a video about or anything you guys would like to see, leave a comment. Hopefully the comment section's enabled. I'm going to work on trying to get my older videos comments back as those got disabled. So I'm going to try to figure that out and get those back. So, anyways, thanks for watching this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoy this, and bye-bye for now.